Hey, how's it going, Mike?
Good, good.
Awesome. So, I was thinking to myself about how hard we work for our clients, and I know that everything for us has to do with teamwork.
Definitely.
Like,
definitely.
how do you feel we're doing with how we're reviewing our team, how we're helping people with utilization of our team?
I would definitely say that teamwork makes the dream work. I like saying that because I don't think that we could actually accomplish taking care of so many buyers, so many sellers in this industry without a team. You know, it takes a lot of hard work, and that hard work comes with the team. Don't you agree?
I actually totally agree, and I think one big thing about us is that we don't give up. We pick up our team wherever they're at, and we always help leverage their time correctly. We help evaluate their situations. We also help their clients get to the next level of understanding what their real estate goals are, how well they're building their relationships.
Right.
So I totally get it, and I know that you and me have that same vision of building the team.
Same vision for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I feel like we totally capture that, and I feel like our clients really do see that.
Yes.
Like, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think our clients see that we have a full team, a full staff. We have the mortgage guys, we have Ambiance Realty, and honestly, like I said, the teamwork makes the dream work, because without our team, it's like I can only handle so many buyers, so many sellers, you know what I mean? And because we have these people behind us, kind of like an army behind us, then basically that army helps me, be able to sell an army of homes, or sell an army of, or help an army of buyers, so it's pretty amazing. Like I said, it takes a team.
Oh no, and you know what? You pinpointed it yourself. You even said that you have a lot of sellers, a lot of buyers. I mean, can you imagine you and me running our campaign right now with no team?
Oh my God, I can imagine that.
Way too difficult. I remember when we started back, like a long time ago, we were barely starting our campaign. We were working from home.
Right.
We were doing all our hard work, reviewing books, ethics, doing all the hard work we could.
Ethics is like one of the main things.
Oh my God, right? And it's the hardest thing.
It's like, but like, how do you not have ethics in this industry? Like, you have to have ethics in this industry, because you're taking care of people's money, you're taking care of people's homes that they're first buying, their biggest asset that they've ever spent in their life, you know what I mean? So it's like, ethics could truly make or break you in this industry. And I know Mike and Eli, I know we both have like ethics outside of the riff. Like, it just soars to the sky, because when I wake up in the morning, that's the first thing that I think of is ethics.
And you know what? That's a key word, right? Ethics.
Right.
I mean, and beyond that, we also have wisdom. I feel like, you and me are very different, right?
Definitely.
Like, we're equally the same in some part, like in building relationship, building our team. Right. But I feel like we have something that a lot of people don't have, which is the wisdom, right? So I've been in the industry, 18 years? I've been in the industry for over 4, going on 5 years now.
Actually, like 5 years, 6 years in the industry as well.
So that's so much time that we're expressing in 2 different generations of experience that we're putting over to our clients. So they're getting so much knowledge, so much different kinds of information from your era, which came from technology.
Right, because you're like 12 years older than me, so you kind of went through a different era than me, so you can kind of like I have to like mold myself into your era, you have to mold yourself into my era, and then we meet in the middle, and basically we take over with that, you know what I mean? The knowledge, I mean by the knowledge, we take over with the knowledge, because I can come to you and I can be like, hey, let's read The Secret, or let's watch the movie The Secret Law of Attractions, and then you come to me with what kind of books do you read 10 times with Grant Cardone, or whatever it may be, and when we put our minds together, that knowledge, it just really blows people away. Our buyers, our sellers, our team members that we're working with, they just really love it, because they know that we're educating ourselves every single day.
Correct. And honestly, that's the main thing about you and me. Like, we learn to understand everybody's situation. Like, we will mold ourselves to understand what that client's going through. Like, if they're dealing with a divorce, if they're dealing with a financial problem, we will come together, whether it's ourselves and our team, and gather ourselves and say, all right, we've been in this situation. Like, remember when we almost lost our home to foreclosure? Like, seriously, we've had a lot of very difficult times in our life with our family, our kids, growing up, and how insane that is.
Really hard times. And like, I want to go back to that point, like, we're almost like therapists, you know what I mean? Like, Ambiance Realty, the mortgage guys, like, and therapist, all in one, because like you said, people are going through hard times in their life, and we're there for them because the knowledge that we learned throughout these transactions, we're therapists because, people do go through divorces and they need help from someone like me or someone like you. And I think that's really amazing for you to say, because honestly, like, by being able to help people and, put ourselves in their situation and, be those calm people that, hey, we're here for you, then it just brings more people to us. And on term for us, that means we're helping more people. And that's kind of what we wake up to do every single day. Eli and Mike, let's help people.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. And honestly, that's the feeling people get, right?
Yes.
Like every time we get off the phone with them, they get the mic.
Oh my God,
they get the mic that everybody wants to listen to. Oh my God, we're talking to Mike. Right. And then they get the Eli, like, oh my God, we're talking to Eli. Yeah. And together they get the whole team. And then we have our agents, everybody that works within Ambiance and the mortgage guys, and everybody's so excited to just get involved because we're going to hold their hand, we're going to tell them what's going to happen, give them the results, and they're going to speak for themselves, and then what's going to happen, they're going to speak, they're going to pass that verbiage around to other people that are interested, and here we go again, starting the whole cycle and beginning the culture of explaining to our clients what we do in our life, what our core values are, which is basically, like you said, ethics, building relationships,
and
that's
team, ethics, building relationships, kind of being that therapist, you know what I mean? So, like, so many different things.
I think you're my therapist.
right, but you're like my therapist too, so it goes hand in hand. So it's just amazing when you put all those things together, and you put Mike and Eli together, and now you have two brains, with ethics, with a team, with, everything that you could imagine, and you put our two Mike and Eli brains together, and before you know it, we just have a flood of people that we're helping, and I just love helping people, and I know you love helping people, and I think that's what works so good as a team. I know you're part of my team, and everyone else that we work with definitely is part of our team, and it just makes the world go round. But like I said, without that team, without making the teamwork makes the dream work, then I don't think we would be here today without that. I think we really needed our team.
And the culture that Albert and Sil Preciado bring into the industry is amazing, because they bring in and open their doors, their arms, say, hey, come in. We're going to let you guys do your thing.
Yes.
Provide more examples of what our culture is going to do for your business, because we're obviously in Eli and Mike. That's our brand, right? Like, that's who we are. Eli and Mike. And obviously anybody will find us on Instagram as Eli and Mike. But the fact is, we provide a resemblance of what the culture is for Ambiance and the mortgage guys in West Hollywood.
Of course.
And we're obviously passing that information to other team members in different locations and offices that they have.
Definitely.
And we show that and provide that happiness, those positive results people want to have, is with all that junk of, sorry, it's not going to work, or whatever it is. But I like that. I feel like you and me have this energy level that just relates to people.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, it's insane. It's hard to put in words. But like, even right now, we're smiling, we're enjoying this, we're having a good time.
High energy.
Yeah, exactly.
High positivity. Just so many things that we match each other, which makes us an amazing team. Eli and Mike. I love saying Eli and Mike. That even matches, and
even our car has Eli and Mike.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So I agree. So I think that the main thing that we try to provide a culture with our clients is a matter of a level one outstanding type of business they're going to deal with. They're going to deal with people with experience. People like us that are going to have happiness, enjoyment. Let them know the truth.
Yes.
What is it? How hard it really is to buy a house.
Yes.
Yeah, it is hard. It's a process. It's not easy. But we tell them what it's about. We sit with them and say, hey, look at
we fill them in on everything.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, and like you said, truth, and that's something that I live for. Truth is something that we both live for, and telling our buyers the truth and telling them what's really going on in a situation, I think has really not just my buyers, my sellers, my friends, my family, they just really see that we're so truthful, and that just brings more people to us. Like I said, so many people recently have been wanting to work with Eli and Mike, and I think that's just so amazing, because a year and a half ago, before I was not working at Ambiance Realty, I had maybe one transaction a month, and coming to Ambiance Realty, literally having 7 transactions at one time, closing 7 transactions at one time is just so amazing.
Yes.
But like I said, that's because I was being truthful. That's because I had ethics. That's because we had a team behind us. So, you know what I mean? Like, I would not have been able to do that without you, or without the team behind me, without ethics, without knowledge, without reading those books and those audibles, and and you know, picking your brain, you picking my brain. It's amazing what you can do when you have two people.
No, you know what? I'll be honest with you, Mike. Like, I'm very impressed with you because you come from a very hard background.
Yes.
And, you know, I wasn't as unfortunate. I mean, I've had my situations with a lot of different things I don't want to get into right now, but
you come from a hard background.
I come from a hard background too, but not as, I think yours was pretty intense. And to know that you're working in the business field where you're talking to other people and influencing them and making them feel happy at home is really different. You know, not many people will probably tell you that. Maybe they will, but the fact is, I know you. I know you personally.
Yes.
And that's really what I love about you is because you're going to be honest with people and tell them exactly what they're expecting to get out of the result with working with you.
Exactly.
Obviously, they'll get a part of Eli working with them too, because whatever's the reason. But the fact is, we are a team.
Yes.
We're providing a lot of
Team Eli and Mike.
Exactly. We're doing a lot of different things. So to me, that is Eli and Mike, and people can always find us on YouTube at Eli and Mike. There's so many different channels we're available at.
My goodness,
and I think it's just going to
give us a call, give us an email, send me a text, send us a text. Exactly. It's like we're always available too, and I think that's what drives people to us too. There's a lot of people in the industry who are not answering their phones, not answering their text messages, emails. It's like, you know, wake up everybody, it's 2020. You know, if you really need somebody to help you, then find the right people that are going to help you, that are going to answer those text, emails, phone calls, and I think the right people are Eli and Mike.
There you go. See, so we're self-marketing ourselves. This is insane.
Oh my God.
But you know what? In reality, we're just really happy, and we enjoy our job. We're very different.
Super happy.
I honestly love going home, whether it's home or whether it's going to the office, and I enjoy helping the team grow, educating them because of my background, and you come in with your sales energy and everybody's just pumped up.
Systems,
and
procedures,
which people have to really literally listen to because that's so important in everybody business field because it's the hardest thing because in reality, people just want to sell and run and do it. But the fact is there has to be compliance, there has to be audit, there has to be so many different things that make people uncomfortable.
Exactly.
But the fact is when that gets implemented, it's powerful.
Oh my God,
it's so powerful.
And it takes so much to do what we do, and a lot of people might see it as smiles and Hollywood and really beautiful cars and all that great stuff, but the systems and procedures behind it is so crucial to our business, and that takes us getting up, Eli and Mike, getting up at 4 a.m. in the morning and going to sleep at 12 at night sometimes.
I don't even know how we do it. 4 a.m. is too early, but we still do it.
We still do it because at least I want to make sure that those systems and procedures are in place.
Yeah.
And, they have to be 100% on point because we're helping so many buyers and so many sellers. We have no room for error. But like I said, a lot of people think that this is a easy job or, oh, wow, they're
living the luxury lifestyle
living the luxury life. He's in real estate or whatever it may be. And it's really not that simple. It takes a lot of knowledge, going back to knowledge. It really takes a lot of knowledge, reading, going to seminars, boot camps, so many different things to keep us educated so we could be there for our buyers, sellers, our family, our friends, whatever it may be, but it definitely takes a lot.
No, it totally does, and that's definitely what separates us. I feel like, not you and me, but separates us from the other part of the industry is because we work together, we partner up, we look at a point of attack and say, hey, let's work on this situation and make it something that's actually no longer a situation, but an actual opportunity to give them the ability to say, hey, Eli and Mike helped me buy a house when everybody said no. Everybody told me I couldn't qualify because they just said I just had a complicated past or a complicated file. We opened up our books, we opened up our hearts and said, you know what, that's not complicated. It's just like something I went through. We went through those bad pasts. Let's go at it together. Let's figure out a solution, even if it's not now. We open up the doors to opportunity for them to qualify later. And before you know it, guess what? We're invited to the barbecue. How many people invite us to barbecue?
Exactly. And so many people come to us for help because maybe another realtor wasn't able to help them or maybe they just didn't want to help them. And I think that is really crazy. I mean, I'm here to help so many people when it comes to real estate, whether it's $100,000, $200,000 or $1 million, whatever it may be. But I'm always here at whatever level a human being is gonna be at. It's like I'm there for them. I came from a really crazy place where I grew up, and it's like I'm never gonna forget that. I'm never gonna forget where I came from, and I'm always gonna be working for the people who came from where I came from, or even if they didn't come from where I came from. You know, like I want to make sure that I help everyone, not just people in Hollywood, but everywhere in California. I really, you know, California is the love of my life. I don't think I'll ever move. I don't think you'll ever move.
Not at all. Yeah.
But definitely, it's really something that has you know, inspired me, just the state of California. And I'm going to make sure Mike, and I know Eli is going to make sure that we truly help everyone we can at whatever position these people may be in, right? Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, and you know what? On top of that, we're always going to be smiling. We're always figuring out the solutions, and we are always going to be upgrading ourselves. We're never going to just stay put and be like, hey, the waters are calm. We're going to be stirring them. We're going to be throwing rocks in it. We're going to be doing everything we can to shake it a little bit, because we are definitely inventive.
Yes.
And I feel like we always have to look for the next big thing. Because in reality, even though there's culture, right? Even though there's culture of what the history brings, I feel like there's also some new movements that come in every year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 2020.
Exactly.
I mean, that's insane. 2020, we have 10 full years more. And that's how I look at it. And I know you look at the same thing, but from 2020 to 2030, what legacy are we going to leave behind, so that we can think back to ourselves 10 years from now?
Yes.
Remember 2020 all the way to 2030, those 9 years, those 10 years, what did we do to change our lifestyle? What did we do even more so to change everybody's life we touched? So I agree. I feel like we definitely provide a lot of influence in the industry. I feel like having major opportunity is hard to come by, and Hollywood has the right place, the right home for people like you and me to work in this field. And we obviously will introduce this opportunity to many other people.
Of course.
I mean, because I think that wisdom and the knowledge is hard to come by, and then we can tell people, hey, come around. We're open doors. We'll explain to you what it takes to work here. It's not hard, but it does require work. It requires
team ethics. Mm-hmm. It requires, you know, really, just like you said, working super hard in this industry. And I think the reason why we're here in Hollywood as well is because there's so many opportunities out here, Hollywood, Los Angeles, for us to grow, for us to educate ourselves, for us to gain knowledge. And that's why we're out here, because, you know, you go to every corner, there's a boot camp, there's a driven event, there's something just to educate us, get us to that next level. That way we can help everybody in California, not just Los Angeles, but everywhere. From, you know, the high desert to San Bernardino County, Riverside County, Orange County, LA County, everywhere. And I think we chose Los Angeles, Hollywood area because it really is getting us to a level of knowledge, experience, learning, just so many things that we could just put into our cranium and honestly just keep going forward.
Well, you know what I was thinking about? Remember the last real estate office that we were working at? That's where I was working at. Imagine the potential that we had there. It was so hard to break through the ice there, because we were just
super hard.
We were blockaded by even the management. They're telling us that, hey, you can't exceed. You're good enough already. Like, remember the "you're good enough" thing? They were like, oh
yes, exactly. I remember that, and it's kind of like we really, you really need to find the right company that's going to mentor you, that's going to bring you to the top, that is not going to hold you down, right? Because we were kind of held down before, and I feel like now we just have so many opportunities to just go forth and become amazing people. And I feel like Mike and Eli were amazing people already, but like I said, we're just scratching the surface. Like, don't you agree with that? Like,
you know what reminds me too is I remember even to this day I have random realtors and random lenders saying, like, I feel like I need to get out of here. I'm like, there's no oxygen in this ranch. And I'm like, well, you know what? I remember, and we remember those experiences we had, because our managers at the time would say, you're doing too much. Or you're not, because they're trying to limit the potential we have by telling us that we're doing too much, because they want to hold on to the core of whatever they're doing in their branch, because we're taking over. It's kind of like,
it's like they're telling you, you're good with 3 deals. You're good with doing 3, you know, and not even deals. You're good with helping 3 people. And in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to help so much more people. I know you want to help so much more people. So
I mean, there's millions of people just in California, and 3 people. Like, what's going on?
That's
not enough.
Oh my god, and that's exactly where they were holding us back. Like, hey, you helped 1 person this month. You're good. And in the back of my head, I was like, I'm not good. Like, I have the ability to be able to help so many more people. But you know, the people that were mentoring me in the past, that were telling me, hey, no, you're good where you're at. You know, you did really good this month. And I know you feel the same. I didn't feel good. I felt like the potential was endless, but the place where we were at, we were being held back.
I absolutely agree. And you know what? I won't name any of the companies, but you know what? We're here now. We're growing. We're building a brand, and major brand. I feel like it's going to be something that's empowering other
yes.
people to develop their teams.
Yes.
Like, I actually just had a quick mastermind with one of our people from our team,
of course.
and she is blossoming, she's growing,
amazing.
And people on our team are very captured by the fact that we're letting them grow. Like,
I'm not amazing to hear.
Yeah, because we're not going to hold them back. We're not going to tell them, hey, you're doing too much. I'm like, to me, I'm like, you're not doing enough.
Right.
But in a good way, obviously, we're not going to put them down.
Yes. You're letting them know that you don't have to stop here. There's so much more you can do, so many more people you can help. It's just, that's an amazing person that you are to actually push people and let them know, hey, this is not the end. Hey, you can only help one person this month. No, you're pushing them to greatness, and I applaud you for that. That is like super amazing of you to do. And also, talking about relationships. So, obviously being in a relationship, what do you think, how does that help us, be amazing? What is your take on, being in a relationship and also being in business together?
Well, I feel like because we're partners,
right.
I feel like it makes it easier for us to see eye to eye on things.
Yes.
It also is a difficult thing. Like, it's not easy for us to challenge ourselves with everything that goes on. It's kind of like, if you're, let's just say you're working in a different field,
yes.
At the same time when you come home, you're not going to talk about the same language.
Exactly.
You're going to talk about, let's just say you're a cook and I'm in real estate, like, what is there to talk about?
Yes.
You're not going to understand my language, but
yes.
you need to go home with the same data.
Right.
It's very important to talk about it, but at the same time, when is it time to stop?
Right.
And that's hard because we work in the same field, but because we know so much about it, we have this language together that we get along, that we understand, and that actually creates a lot of positivity. And actually, I think you and me really take that information on to a higher level.
Yeah, so you feed off each other's positivity.
We totally do. And I feel like that takes away all the corrosion of the time we've been together and the time we've understood how to culture ourselves to be something better than our original versions. And I think like that's going to help us just expand and like straight out skyrocket into everything that we're doing.
Yeah, and being in a relationship and also being in business together, it can be extremely easy because we're obviously feeding off each other's positivity, but at the same time it can be super hard, having 2 children, having a partner, that could really drain somebody. And honestly, you have to really work your hours correctly to be able to not sacrifice your business, but also not sacrifice your family. Mm-hmm. And I know we both know how to, one day I'm taking care of the children and I'm driving them to school at 7 a.m.
Right.
But what does that take? That takes for me to get up at 4 a.m. and then getting ready and then making sure that I work out, driving them to school, and then not sacrificing my business and getting right to work. And I know you do the same thing, getting up at 4 a.m. Tell me a little, about how how do you balance this? How do you balance our relationship and how do you balance our business together?
Well, here's how I started. I feel like the way I look at it is I plan the day before. So the day before you plan out, what am I going to be doing tomorrow?
Right.
If I don't plan, everything's in chaos. I think we all been, subject to issues. When something comes up to be not planned, the next day is just chaos and nothing's going to be organized. Your diet's not going to be in place. Your workout's not going to be in place. You're not going to wake up on time. You're going to sleep in. And maybe you're going to feel sick because you're not positively using your right energy levels and you ate bad the night before. Obviously we've all been subject to those issues, but the way I see it, and I'm glad you brought up the question, is we both wake up at 4 a.m, we wake up, we have our coffee, if we even have it. Obviously we're not trying to drink too much of it. But we have our coffee, we wake up, we read a book, or we watch YouTube. One of the greatest people to listen to is Patrick Bet-David in the morning. He has amazing content on how to be a better leader in the industry, in any industry. And we use that information as well as listening to podcasts and information from Albert himself, and we take that information and then we wake up continuously, get ready, do our workout routine, take our kids to school, which that alone is very challenging. What does that take us, an hour?
Oh my God, sometimes it takes hours just to get them to school.
Yeah, it's insane. And after we do the hour, we start to come and work, and not to mention that our team, our company is already like, hey, it's everybody's working at 7
a.m. It's time for Zoom calls, it's time for meetings.
Exactly.
It's time for the kids to get picked up at a certain time. And I think that it's amazing that as being in a relationship and being in business together, we're able to balance our children, our family time, and also our business. Our business, because that takes a lot. It takes a lot being in a relationship, having children, having a business together. It just can really, like I said, drain people. And for us to be able to balance all that, I applaud both of us for doing that. I think it's amazing that we both can be able to work with each other and make a relationship work and make our family time work and make our fatherhood work for our children. I think it's just amazing that we can do that.
Thank goodness that we caught ourselves at the time we were too busy that we said, you know what, let's set up a date. Because in reality, I think every relationship should have a moment they dedicate, like Fridays for us, right? We have to have a dinner date and separate work.
Dinner date with the kids.
Dinner date with the kids out. And that is so important because you're right that kids, it's not that we intentionally want to avoid them. I think everybody and anybody who has children has a hard time being able to communicate with their kids, not intentionally, but because by the time they get home from work,
busy,
they're
tired,
they're busy. The kids are like, are we going to talk? Are we going to pay a game? You're already like, I'm just so busy.
They want our energy now.
They want our energy, but the energy's already gone. So these dates we have with the kids and the dates we deserve for ourselves, they're so crucial to keeping that continuance of that energy, that love, that passion, what we want.
And I love that. And I love that we have our weekly dinner dates with our children. I love that we have our weekly dinner dates with each other. That way we can make sure that we balance both our business, our relationship, and also our family time with our kids. I think that is just so powerful, but that goes back to how do we do that? How do we balance our children, our family time, our business? That really takes both of us getting up at 4 a.m. You know, I can't get up at 4 a.m. and then you get up at 5 a.m. It just doesn't work.
We've tried it and it
just doesn't work. So we literally have to be able to both get up at 4 a.m., both go to sleep at the same time, and both balance our lives together as in, hey, it's your turn to take care of the children, your turn to drive them to school, and it's your turn to get to work, and it's your turn to make sure you handle those clients at this time. And by working with each other, I think that it's just so amazing that we have finally got to a level that it works. It just works. But it takes a lot of work.
It really does. And it's like you said, we have to put it in perspective. We have to calendar it and put it down and write it down, whether it's on a calendar book, whether it's on, what do we use, Google Calendar.
Writing it on
exactly. So
booklet,
everything.
Maybe.
And I'm a little old school, write notes too. I tend to do that. But the fact of the matter is we're creating something so that we don't forget what's important the next day. Alarms and systems, never. Like you said, systems and procedures. I like that we're focusing on making sure that we're balanced in our day, because if we don't involve ourselves with our kids, we don't want to lose. What are we working hard for? Like, what is the purpose if we're not going to spend time with the kids? What's the purpose of us working together?
Exactly.
If we're in a partnership, not just business but also personal, we have to be able to balance what's going on with our business so that we can spend time together and remove what the business is so we can get along and say, hey, this is worth living.
Yes, I always say that. I always say, what are we working so hard for? And in the back of my head, the first thing that always pops up is for the kids, for our relationship, for each other. Like, literally, we work extremely hard. We get up very early, but in the end, what is that all for, you know? To leave a legacy for our children, for ourselves, for, you know, people around us to see, like, hey, they really did work hard. And at least for each other, you know, like we really are in a relationship and a business. And
you know what's really cool about that is we've been in the what if situations. We've been in the bad situations where we battle together. And that's okay because lots of battles. But the fact is, those battles made us who we are now. Like we realized,
all right, super strong.
It really did, and I think that in that we realized, all right, I know what ticks you, and you know what ticks me.
Exactly.
I mean, we are in a relationship, so we obviously know what the limits are, and then we learn from it, just like any other relationship that has been together for years.
Yes.
You know, business, and obviously we get to work together, which that in itself is also a positive thing. But like we've thought about, it's also kind of a bad thing too, because we're doing two things, and at the end we still take the information with us at home. And in reality, it's time to put it aside and talk about family, talk about what are we doing for life. You know,
so in reality, really having business, having children, having a relationship, it all really has to do with balance. It really has to do with systems and procedure. And I'm really glad that we have been able to home in on all those different things that make us be able to have this life that we have this amazing life that we have. And like I always say, we're just scratching the surface.
And you know what another topic I wanted to talk about is, how we were, I remember there was a time back when we were living, I was going through this financial situation when it was coming down to, I was working job to job. I was still kind of in the lending field, but not really because of the market crash back in 2008. And we got to know each other, I think a couple of years after that, but I had lost a lot. I'd lost
These were our hard times that we went through.
Yeah, these were very hard times, and I remember that we were scraping. Remember we were going to Or was that place in Stater Brothers?
So I remember exactly what you're talking about. Our hardest times of our life were honestly when we were, basically collecting change. And this was just a couple of years back. I mean, you have to remember this. I mean, we literally would go in our drawers and collect all the change. And I mean, maybe it's a little embarrassing to say, but hey, everybody goes through hard times. And our hard times were truly going through our drawers and collecting every quarter, every dime, every nickel.
Even asking our kids, remember?
You know, it's like, hey, is there any change in your room? And I mean, how embarrassing is that? And we literally had to put that change in a bag and literally go to Stater Brothers together. It's really crazy to talk about this. You know, get that change, go to Stater Brothers. It was called the Coinstar, and you literally just drop all of your. You remember this? We dropped all of our change. It's still there, and we see it every time we go grocery shopping together. And we would get that change, pour it in the Coinstar, and I think our highest that we ever got was like $120.
And we were happy. Remember?
We were so happy. We were like, oh my god, we just got $120 off of coins, and I mean. That was a really hard time in our lives, and that was just about 3-4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, I'll say. But I can't really remember right now. But I know that was about 5 years ago that we went through those really hard times. And my goodness, I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, I feel that it really made us who we are now. Like our backbone is so much stronger because we learned it. You know, we've been there, and I feel like people that have financial. How do you call it? Financial liberties.
Yes.
I feel like they came from that.
Right.
I feel like people like us, we realize all the bad stuff already. We've been through it. Not that we're not in the next cycle. Who knows what's going to come?
Exactly.
But at the same time, I know that we've learned that we have to be like, how do you call it? We have to be good people. We have to be people that are going to be nice to everybody else, because you never know what could happen to you. And then you don't want to be the person that's not humble.
Yes.
And know that, hey, I've been there. Like, remember, I think last week we went to one of the Stater Brothers and we saw somebody at the Coinstar machine.
Right.
They were putting coins in. And we even said to each other, like, oh my God, remember?
Yeah.
He had like a hood and I was
like... And they were kind of like embarrassed to be at the Coinstar.
Totally, that's what they were
putting the change in the machine. Right. And we both looked at him, and then we both looked at each other, and we were both like, oh my God, we've been there. Like, we both, in a way, we both said we feel him. Like,
exactly.
And, this goes to the people who are obviously going through financial distress. Hey, everybody goes through financial distress. We've been there. We've collected coins just to get by for the week. And honestly, it doesn't mean it's the end.
Absolutely.
I mean, it really doesn't mean at the end. We are literally doing amazing right now because we just changed who we are. We just started working a little bit harder. We just started getting up a little bit earlier. And before you know, we don't have to collect change anymore. Right. Did we go through that? Yes.
Right.
But do we have to go through that forever? No. So this is truly not the end. If there people are going through financial distress, it doesn't mean it's the end for them. We've been through this.
And you literally caught on the right word. The truth is, there's no, like, there's even though there's tunnels, there's always a light at the end.
Always,
no matter what, never think. We never thought that there was going to be darkness. Right. We always thought there's got to be a way out. We digged ourselves out, and I feel like everybody that's listening, everybody that's out there should know that we understand that there is major opportunities. There's a major way to escape that tunnel.
Yes.
So you just have to have optimism and think positively because the truth is, you can get out of it as long as your heart desires it. As long as you put all your heart into it, and before you know it, you're out of it and you're in the spotlight.
Exactly.
Or even if you don't want to be in the spotlight, at least you're going to live a happier life and know that you got out of something that was very deep.
Yes, there's always, I love how you say there's light at the end of the tunnel because, when we were going through those financial distresses, for a moment, I mean, maybe you can agree with me, but I did not feel like there was a light at the end of the tunnel. But it really was there. There was just a tiny little, squeeze of light coming through, and we made it to that light. And, it's amazing that, you can think for one moment, hey, there's no light. This is the end. We're collecting coins. We're asking our kids for coins in the room and collecting $120 Coinstar check and thinking it's the most amazing day because we finally have a little bit of money to take care of each other and our family. And it's just amazing that there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely. And I feel like, to touch on that, I feel like there's so many different things too that people don't know. There's always help out there. Like, people will sit with you and talk to you about, hey, what's going on? Like, it doesn't always have to be family. Sometimes family isn't always there for you. Sometimes they're there to bring you down or make you feel that there isn't a light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes they make you feel that there is no hope. What was one of the main things I think we heard in the past is
that there's
no green. What was that? We both know exactly what it is.
The grass is not greener on the other side. Well, honestly, the grass is greener on the other side.
Absolutely.
It's really green and
extra green.
It's super green. It's watered like every day, and it's amazing because some people will put you in a situation, whether it's your best friend, whether it's one of your closest family members, they really will put you in a situation to make you feel like this is it, and you start believing that.
Like you really start believing
that. And we start accepting it, you know? But really, you have to sit down by yourself and realize, look, the grass is really greener on the other side, and don't ever let anybody tell you that.
Absolutely. And you know what I like about that comment is we're exposed every day with new data, new content, new information that we see. And actually, exposure is good.
Yes.
I feel like people need to get exposed to see the real version of who they are.
Right.
Like people see you differently. Like I see you differently.
Yes.
Just like you see me differently. We can walk down the street and see somebody who we think is something else, but in reality, maybe they're having a hard time, or maybe they're super wealthy. Who knows?
Yes.
But the fact is that exposure is what helps us mold ourselves into something better. I feel like that exposure of that negative energy, people relate to us about that grass isn't greener, or that you're not going to learn something different somewhere else.
This is the best.
It's the best. Absolutely.
This is the best that you're gonna get.
Oh my God! And that's
it's
such
really
a
not.
That's such a run-of-the-mill old record that should just be shattered and broken into a million pieces, turned into dust. Because you know what? The grass is greener. The exposure is good, and the more they expose you and me, the more better it's going to get, because the truth is going to set everybody free.
100%.
The truth is going to make people better and more ethical and more confident on themselves. That they're going to be stronger. More stronger. That their family, their wealth, they're going to start beginning to see and open their eyes and know that everything is better, because they're not listening to the people that told them the total opposite of where they're at right now.
Exactly. So find, what we did, make sure you find the right people, find the right mentors, find people who truly do love you, who truly do believe in you, and make sure that you run with those people and not the people that are on the other side of the bridge and telling you that the grass is not greener on the other side.
Guess what? You know who loves people? Eli and Mike, right?
Definitely.
Or Mike and Eli, whichever way. So we like
people. Mike and Eli, but Eli and Mike is the way it goes.
It works either way. So I'm happy with the way we're providing service to people, and honestly,